I understand they're your kids and you're working, but you need to split this shit up, you know what I mean? Because one person should not be working 12 hours to be with your kid. That just shouldn't be how it is. I mean, so that's 5 days a week, 12 hours, 6 p.m. Maybe you have an hour with them because let's say they go to bed at 8. So you maybe have 2 hours even. So they go to bed at 8, you have to bathe them, usually maybe feed them dinner unless the nanny did it already. And maybe play a relaxing game, nothing too exciting because then you'll get all riled up. So 2 times 5 is 10. 10 hours in a week. And then you got the weekends. That's like, let's say 12 hours. Because let's say you actually get your kids to bed at a reasonable time and they sleep like 10, 12 hours. So let's say you spend 12 hours. So 12, 24. 34 hours in a week. That's how much time you have with your kids. Subtract sleeping and creepily watching them. So, yeah, about 34 hours. The nanny spends 12 times 5 is like 60 hours with your kids. She's spending double the time with your child. That's a little messed up. I mean, it's just, and when they go to school, that completely changes. The government now shares time with your child. Yay! With homework. Yay, and all that stupid, stupid stuff. Oh, I have an entirely different rant about homework, but I'm going to stay on topic. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Just for you. Yeah. Anyway. So yeah, that's what I think is messed up. The nanny's spending twice as much time with your child during the week. And weekends. Plus weekends. So what if we're going on a day night? Oh, this time. And you're the parent. I understand you're making money and you're trying to make a living, but you need, I'm sorry, but having a kid, we expect you to sacrifice your work career, your everything for this child. Seriously, we do. We expect you to go on welfare, if need be, to be with this child more. I know it sounds messed up, but you're the one that decided, oh, let's have a kid. You know, and most people that can afford nannies are pretty well off. Although I ran into one post where it was 20 hours. Okay, that's actually pretty good, 20 hours. I'm like, oh, yeah. And it fit my schedule. I'm like, ooh, even better. Then I looked at the pay. She's like, I'm willing to pay you $100 a week. And maybe add on an extra $25 bonus if you follow my little lame rules and la 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 la. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, that's $5 an hour. That's less than federal and California wages, minimum wages. And I'm like, I check marked it. I'm like, I'm reporting this because she's breaking the law. She can't ask a nanny to work for $5 an hour. She needs to get a wake up call. Especially with 2 kids. She had 2 freaking kids. I'm like, you retarded? 2 kids is a lot of work. Especially if one of them's really young. Like, one of them's 3. And one of them is, like, still young, but not so young. It's, like, 6 or 7. Both of them are a lot of work. And it's really hard to get both of them engaged in an activity and have fun together. My God. I mean, one time I was doing a 9-year-old, a 6-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 14-month-old all together. 3-year-old was demanding attention all the time from me because she wanted it, and the older ones would play with her, but they would want to play their stuff because they're older, and they're like, oh, I'm older, so I'm the boss, so haha. And she's like, no, I'm 3, and I have the only child complex, so I'm the boss. And the 14-month-old is just running around trying to have a good time and putting everything in his mouth and trying to choke himself to death. And I'm like, one person split between 4 individuals, not a good thing. Especially if they all want your attention at the same time. and all want to do their own thing at the same time. Like, two of them want to go on a computer, but one of them can't go on a computer, and the other one doesn't care about the computer other than picking up the keyboard and smashing it down on the floor. You know, it's complicated. You can't expect people. I'm just sorry. Do not schedule a nanny for 8-hour days. Schedule them for 4. Figure it out. Grandma will probably love to see their grandchild for 4 hours. At least it's a family. At least let your child spend time with family.